What's up guys? Happy March, it's finally getting warmer, which means you should probably start cleaning your Tesla. So for this month, we're gonna start a new series all about keeping your Tesla clean. And to kick it off, we are going to put these three to the test. Number one, we have the invisible glass, and this is a very common glass cleaner. But what you want to do, it says in the directions, spray onto glass, and gently wipe the glass to lift and remove grime. The glass must be dried completely with a towel or cloth. So pretty standard, that's exactly how you do this one as well. So in ours, it's the same thing. You want to avoid eye contact, but spray directly onto surface. For a lustrous shine, wipe with a dry microfiber towel. I love that, lustrous. Who wrote that? And lastly, we have a very generic one. And these are the ones that are comparable to what you can find at Walmart, AutoZone, in that generic section, I guess. And so what we're going to do is we're going to test this with the same microfibers, right? We might change, but it's going to be using the exact same one. So there is no biases. This is not rigged, I promise you. So test number one, we're going to try to replicate bird poop. We're going to put it in all three. And the way to replicate that, it is sometimes really, really hard to get rid of. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this lovely marshmallow, and we are going to burn it, melt it, and then we're going to smear it all over the Tesla. Don't hate me. We're going to see how well the glass cleaner can wipe something that's sticky, something that's hard to remove. So that's what we're trying to test for that. Is this scientific? No. So just keep that in mind. So let's try this. Oh my God, this is so painful. Ah. Okay, I try to make it even. Maybe they just need a little bit more poop here. Sorry. I just ate bird poop. We're gonna go ahead and start with this one. All of this is tint safe, by the way, right? So let's go ahead. We're going to spray on this thing. There we go. I don't know if that's how much I was supposed to do it. All right, I'm going to do a normal wipe. Pretty good. That was one wipe. I want to use a different part of the microfiber. Cool. And all of them will need to be dried, all right? Have it streak-free. And then I feel like that they're pretty good. So now I'm going to use the other side. So I'm not smearing marshmallow, right? So that's one thing you don't ever want to do. That's pretty good. So that took about 2 to really get it off, and then the last one was to kind of really get rid of it. Now we're going to do the glass cleaner with the Test Bros one. And for this one, there's actually several options. There's a spray, and then there's also a stream, and you could just kind of change it with your thing. I'm going to do a spray. I'm going to go ahead and spray this, since this one's a little bit there, and I'm just going to clean this out. Kind of the same thing. Awesome. So I got most of it out. And then again, don't use the same area. You want to either fold it or use an area that doesn't have that. Look at that. So that was pretty good. Honestly, that was very, very comparable, if I'm being honest, right? They both did a really, really good job. And you could kind of see how dirty that is. Now, lastly, we're going to use this generic cleaner. Ooh, that spray is really, really wide. I'm not sure if I like that one. You could see, I'm really trying to do my best as far as like trying to use the same amount of force. I know that's hard to do, but I am trying to do that. One thing I don't like about this generic one is the spray is super wide. So this is my second attempt, and it's still there. This is my third attempt. It's still slightly there. They all do work, but to be honest, if you see the cameras, these two did a lot better as far as getting, it must have some more chemicals in there that breaks down some of the stickiness. we put fingerprints on all our windows so that you guys can see this test. And we're going to see how many wipes it takes to really get all the fingerprints off. We'll start with this one, the invisible glass, same thing. Cool. We're going to use a clean side. Always use a clean side. That did a great job. I mean, you can see over here, no fingerprints. That did a really, really good job. Now we're going to use our glass cleaner. And we're going to do the same thing. Just spray it just a little bit. That also did a very good job. So awesome. Works really well for fingerprints. So lastly, we're going to be doing this, same thing. Oh man, this spray I do not like at all. I want to keep talking about that spray. Yeah, that did really well too. All in all, as you can see in the glass behind me, they did very, very good. But one thing to keep in mind when you are cleaning glass, really, the microfiber matters a lot. So we actually carry this. This is a special glass microfiber. And if you look really, really closely, the microfiber is specifically designed so that it can get a lot of the dirt and grime and carry it, right? And that's what microfibers do, is actually takes that and it keeps it inside. So, and these are all reusable and they're very good. They're small, so you could keep it in your car. So the last test we're going to do is, do these leave a streak? And the way we're going to test it is we're going to try to put the same amount of material or this chemical in each area, and then we're going to use the same microfiber we'll be using throughout this test. And we have a very dry one over here so we can buff it. And pretty much what we're trying to test is how many streaks, or I guess strokes, does it take to get rid of it, and does it leave a streak or not. So that's what we're going to be testing. So let's start with this one. Again, just use this, the same. You want to keep your microfiber flat like that. Just wipe clean, wipe clean, wipe clean. So far, you can see a very, very small, tiny streak here, tiny streak there. And this is where, oh, sorry, wrong microfiber. This is where you use a clean, dry microfiber and just get rid of it. There you go. I'm trying to see, I don't know if you see that, but there's some residue right there. That's better. So it does a pretty decent job, but it leaves a tiny amount, just so you know. All right, so we're going to try the next one. This is just Test Bros one. All right, so we're going to try doing this. So 1 pass, 2 pass, 3 pass, and we really don't have any streaks here. There you go. So you can see that our the Test Bros one actually doesn't leave any streak. Last but not the least, we have the generic glass cleaner. We're going to spray over here. We're going to use the clean side of the microfiber. We're just going to do it a nice streak. We're doing a nice overlap, and that's kind of what you want to do. You want to do a nice overlap like that. And you could kind of see that did a pretty good job. There's some residue right here. I'm just going to grab that. There's some residue over here, so I'm just going to grab that. And as long as you dry it with a microfiber, there's a thing about like using newspaper and all that. That's not really recommended. And the other time why you would get streaks is maybe your microfiber is super dirty, you know, like this. You know, it's all that gunk, and that's dragging across and it's creating, I mean, it's putting dirt back into your window. So again, another reminder to use a clean microfiber. I like having two, you know, one dry and one, or you could just do one side and the other side you dry it with. So all in all, these three do a decent job. I would say that these two do a lot better, and you really can't go wrong with it. This slightly did a little bit better in the streak test. However, I really don't think that you can go wrong. One thing that I'll point out is when we developed this formula ourselves, we wanted something that was very not so chemically smelling. And these two do have a pretty highly chemical smell, whereas ours is actually odorless. So, I mean, safe for children, pets, and so on. So that's just one thing to point out. Well, hopefully you guys enjoy this, I guess, this testing. I know it wasn't scientific, But if you have any questions, just comment below. We'd be happy to answer. And don't forget to subscribe, because we are going to continue doing this all month long. It's all going to be about cleaning. So see you later.